Hello my family. So we're going to do a little bit of updating on what I found at the Ripley's Market this weekend and a few other things I found in my research. Good evening my family. So it is September 30th, the last day of September. It is also the deadline, well not deadline, this is it as far as the drawing is concerned. All the names that are in, the cutoff time is right now. We will be drawing your name tomorrow. So I thought I'd let you know this. Ooh, sorry about that, y'all. I thought I would let you know that this is it, and we will have a winner tomorrow. We have currently, I believe, 53 or 54 entries, y'all. So I want to say right now, good luck to each and every one of you. If you don't win this time, we have 2 more chances. One for Thanksgiving and one for Christmas. So don't just stop here, y'all. We're working till the end of the year at this point. So that is that one. And currently, y'all, I am working on an amazing video to come up that's going to, I believe, bless every household around. It's one that has not yet been talked about. We have done a lot of canning. We have done a lot of dehydrating and preparing foods. But I have a different one. Although this is a freezer method, this is a method that I think is going to be highly appreciated, much wanted, and I know I do. I want to load my freezer with this as much as possible. And I'm about to show you what it's going to consist of. Okay, y'all, so what am I up to now? You never know. You see this gorgeous basket? Now what I didn't do is have the salt, but this is turmeric. And what in the world would I do with all of these vegetables, some turmeric and salt? Wait till you find out. Okay, my family, so what I have done, I had done some more studying and learning how to do things more authentically from the Mediterranean into Europe, and you all knew I was going to do that. Well, I ran across something that it just blew my mind. Honestly, now, what I did find is I cannot use all the ingredients that they used in these recipes, only because we don't have them here in the United States. However, it is not impossible and I could still do this. What I am going to be teaching once a week, 3 weeks, is making homemade bouillon cubes you store in your freezer. This was an amazing method. I'm going to start out with vegetable. Then we have beef, and then we will have chicken or poultry. So this is the reason why I said I got to do it 1 week at a time. This is a 24-hour process. So I am going to take the segments, instead of taking the videos part 1 and part 2, the videos are going to be delayed. So one day this week you're going to get 2 videos. More than likely that will be tomorrow when we do the drawing for the towels set. Then I'm also going to post, because I'm going to start tonight working on this bouillon and showing you in the segments and editing it so it looks like all in one day. But I'm here to tell you this is a 24-hour process. This is something I think would benefit everybody, and I mean everybody, because a lot of us want to get away from all the chemicals and preservatives. This is so natural, and what an easy way. You do not have to go out, which is where I'm getting with this is canning jars are climbing. Lids are getting atrocious. Once again, I have watched it. I have purchased, and it's crazy. Ball canning lids are almost $4-5 a box of 12. Even the low brands of Walmart's are $4 a box, $3 to $4 a box. So it gets high. Now add your glass canning jars, which are really expensive. This, all you need is parchment paper, aluminum foil, and your freezer. So I think this would benefit. It's cheaper. Vegetables are somewhat cheaper than most things. Now, when it comes to your beef and poultry, I will tell you, you won't need as much as you think. In the chicken one, now I am actually going to use up some of the food I have in my freezer. I have bits and pieces of chicken pieces here and there. That's going to be perfect for me to use up that meat in my freezer to make these. But other than that, you would use 1 leg quarter. To make the beef, you would just need a small piece of beef for this. So you don't need a whole lot of meat. You are going to need a whole lot of vegetables. So, and I cannot wait to show this to you because I seriously believe it will be beneficial. The other part about it is you'll be able to use these in any dish that requires bouillon or broth, or on a sick day, just put it in a cup, take half of that, put it in with some hot water, dissolve it, and y'all, you have broth in your cup. So I think this is going to be beneficial, and I am, as of right now, I'm going to be making my dinner, which I'm going to have harissa butter beans, and I am going to work on this video, which again will take me 24 hours. I am happy to serve this for you all. I am really excited to teach this to you because I think this is one fantastic preservation everybody can do, and it won't cost you as much as preserving in other ways. Now I will tell you, I do have canning to do. I've got a whole bunch of chili to make, which I have linked where I have already done chili and I've already done beans, but that's what's going on at our homestead. I have to can a variety of beans and our chili, and my pantry, y'all, will be finished. It is part glass canned goods or glass goods and cans, so we have half and half this year. We just went to what was easier for us, so that's what we're gonna do. Hubby would have went cans with the beans, but he thinks that, and I have to agree with him, that pressure canned in a glass jar tastes a lot better than the can, so we're going to eliminate that. But right now, I'm not going to video those because I have done so many videos. If you'll go back from the beginning, y'all, where I did the chili, I did beans, I actually did a sugar-free ketchup, and I did Dijon mustard too, in case those of you who were asking me about that. All of those are in the 400 and something videos from the beginning when I first started this channel. So y'all, this is going to be a short video tonight because I have a lot of work to do, but look forward to what's to come, y'all. I am excited, I cannot wait, and I've got to get to work. So until next time, much love, and I hope you're excited as I am. Get ready, y'all. We announce the winner tomorrow. Mwah! Much love from Parton's Heritage Homestead. Alright, y'all, we are back. So, a couple things that I found, which was so cool. I told y'all, and I showed you when we went to Ripley, that there is a couple places, booths over there where we have authentic food from, and one of them is the Mexican section. So I could usually find some really cool ideas there. I did get a bag of red chili peppers. That's what I make my harissa paste out of for a lot of my Mediterranean food in my beans. Also, and I am going to show you all, I am going to be using my air fryer, but I'm going to show you a new root. This originates from Mexico, and I was blessed and able to find jicama root straight from Mexico. So I got 3 of these. Now what in the world would I do with a jicama? You can't eat the plant part of it, but you can very much eat the root part of it. And this is a fantastic alternative to French fries. They're not as starchy, very high in fiber, and this is an excellent product to use for French fries. So that's what we're gonna do, and I like to air fry mine. I tried it out, y'all, and I used ketchup, and I ate the whole dead burn thing I had. So we got 3 of these, and then we got some Anaheim peppers. I went and got this cute little vegetable basket to use in our, well, Mediterranean kitchen. So this was super cool. We got a new bread box. I never had one of these, so $2 bread box. I couldn't pass this up. This is for when I make my homemade breads and put that in here. And I found something that's very vitally important for me, and I'm not telling everybody else, but for me. I have a serious problem, and I didn't know how to fix this. I have been trying to study, I have been trying to work, and the only way I've ever known, and I've mentioned this before in all of my other videos, is I have known the American Standard portion plating. Y'all, it's messed up. This is not, and it's not based by government standard pyramid either. I grew up, and I grew up the way we were meant to eat, and so it was natural for me. We all have. We have, every single one of us has grown up in a supersized world. I don't want that, because it's creating havoc on my body. It's also causing me to gain weight, and I don't need to do it. So I found something that's gonna help, and these are my training wheels, y'all. These are my plates. I put my plates up for now, and I have my divider plates, and they're pretty too. Actually, I've got another one. Now this one I had to order, but this one I found at Ripley for $3, and I thought this was amazing. Now most generally, and I'm going to show this here, most generally, and I asked my husband, I said, curiosity, I said, what section do you think is for meat and vegetables? He said what everybody else would seem to say. This here is for your meat, and these are for your vegetables. And that is wrong. Honestly, the portion size for our meat, whether it's fish, poultry, whatever, is 4 fingers long, and that goes right here. That is the true portion size for our protein. Then here is our starchy vegetables, like your potatoes. That is a fist size, and that's all we should be having. This is meant for all your veggies. So this is where I'm going to start learning from. Now, I've learned something else about our pasta. Yes, y'all, there is a way, and I have, if you want to take your notes, for those of you who are wanting to learn the true ways of the Mediterranean and basically how much they serve, and believe it or not, they do weigh their food. And I am learning this as well. There is a lady who studied, this is one reason why I want to go to Italy. She went to Italy and studied, and she got in with a bunch of people from Italy that helped teach her the Mediterranean way, and she's bringing it back here to us. And I happen to, in the algorithm of things, which I say God led me in the right direction. So what I have learned was portion size. Now we can, in the Mediterranean style, we can tend to eat pastas, but it all depends on how much of it, y'all. They have two areas. They have course 1, course 2. Course 1 would consist about the size that you would have for lunch. Now if you wanted pasta for lunch, that would be perfectly fine. Not suggestible to have it for lunch and dinner, just that day. And if you were to have it for course 1, which is your lunch section, it is said to be about 80 grams of pasta. Now I will tell you in a minute how much this pretty much is, but 80 grams is a nice size just for lunch. Number 2, course number 2, that is more like your dinner, and so that one would be anywhere from 80 to 120 grams. Now if you're curious as to what 120 grams is, if you were to take your grains of your pasta and put it all together, it would be the circumference of a quarter. Yes. How many of us say that that's the amount of pasta we eat in the United States? Our restaurants don't even serve that much. But that is the true way and the true amount of the pasta we eat. And there's another key factor, and I want to show you some new things that I found, and I definitely want to share this with you because I think it's extremely important what I'm learning. Okay, y'all, so you're going to find this one quite interesting, just like I did. It has to do with the wheat from Italy to here. Believe it or not, there is 2 different ways that the wheat is grown. In Italy, and when they make their pastas, just like this one, and I'm going to tell you where I got this one. This is made in Italy, and it was transported here in the United States. If you get a product that says made in Italy or product of Italy, it came from Italy. The grain that they use is just like my fresh milled. There is all the vitamins, all the nutrients from B1, B2, it's got your iron, it's got the calcium, it's got everything in it. It's got higher protein, so yes, and then it's got its fibers as well. So it's got the everything that I would have from fresh milled. Versus another company. Now, this one is from Walmart. It's a new product coming out at Walmart. It caught my eye. This box is about, now this is called Ratatouille. They have a few other really nice ones. Now the pasta is not shiny like you're going to get with Great Value brand. There's a reason for it. This is pure pasta, y'all. And this one here is $1.97 a box. But I'm going to tell you, if you're going to get better quality pasta, the one we're looking for, where we have our fiber and not removed, this is what you want. For $1.97, it's worth getting the right pasta. Now, pasta is pasta. It does not matter what kind you buy. Remember the rule, weigh your pasta. You get better results. 80 grams to 120 grams. And I hope those of you who are interested in this are taking your notes, because I did the same thing, y'all. I want to make sure right here that I go, when I start my cooking, I want to know exactly how much I need, and that is it. I don't want the big old mounds of pasta, and there's some more to this. Annie Pleat, Dr. Annie Pleat is the one I have been learning from, and she has taught me tremendous amount of information, the parts that I was missing. Now, where I have been going basically were the recipes and all that. But I was looking at how to actually live the lifestyle and eat the proper way. And just like getting the authentic cookbooks, we've been doing that. But none of this was helping me on portion, and none of this was helping me on what I needed to do to be able to reduce my weight again, reduce inflammation, all this stuff. So this is where I'm bringing it. When I learn, I bring it to you. The second next product that is another good product would be Barilla. Y'all, I am not being sponsored by any of these. There is no compensation to me whatsoever. I'm doing this out of free will because I want better and I want you to have better. Yes, let me just put it this way. $1.84 for Barilla, or $1.48, something like that. I think it's $1.84 for all your Barilla products, or $1.97 for the new Better Goods, which they only have a few selection products. Those are a little bit higher for pasta, I highly agree, versus your 98-cent pasta. But you ever stop for a minute? I didn't before. I honestly, just like the rest of you, I was looking economically. And so economically, I'm saving a lot of money. Health-wise, I'm jeopardizing. And in the end, the money I saved for buying this box for 98 cents is going to the doctor. See what I mean? So, what is the difference between this one and these? The wheat, the processing. This one, full American made. With knowing what the American wheat does, what is it when it's over processed, y'all? They remove the fiber, they remove the germ, and you get nothing but refined, processed to pieces pasta. Of course it's cheaper because they removed all the goodness that the most expensive ones have. Now, I had thought, well, this has got to be crazy. So I read my nutritious value. Always do that because it tells you a story. This one, your 98-cent great value cheap pasta, has no calcium, no vitamin D, 1.8 milligrams of iron, 110 milligrams of potassium. All it says is 40% thiamine, riboflavin, 15% it says, 20% niacin. There is no diagram of it. Folate, 195 mcgs. DFE, have no idea what that is, but in parentheses it says folic acid of 110 mcgs at 45%. So it's got, hang on a second. It's got 2% or 2 grams of fiber. So when I read this versus these, it was quite interesting. This new product here has 4 grams per serving of protein. This doesn't have any protein. Let's see, fiber, it says 2 grams of fiber in it. And then the Barilla has, let me see, somewhere on here it's got the other ones. Vitamins. It's not listing all of it. Not like the Barilla is. The Barilla mentions it's got 12 milligrams of calcium, 2 milligrams of iron, 118 milligrams of potassium, 0.5 milligrams of thiamine, 0.2 milligrams of riboflavin, 5 milligrams of niacin. The folic acid, it has 199 mcgs. Y'all, so this one also has vitamin B3, iron, vitamin B1, vitamin B2. So this one has the grains like I am fresh milling versus the grains that have been processed through. This is why it's cheaper, y'all. So if you can catch a sale on Barilla or any of the products that say made in Italy or a product of Italy. Now I will let you know a little bit about Barilla. Barilla is an Italian company. They are from Italy. However, they have expanded some of their factories here in the United States. In those factories, they still have to hold the standard that they do in Italy. So their pasta has to be made the same way. So there is something you will find that there's places around here, well, this place is from Iowa, or Barilla's from the United States, and originally, no, it's not. They did expand factories here, but they have to have the same standard, and you will find that some of Barilla's products, like their tortellinis, their cheese, and their other, I think it's a 3 cheese or 2 cheese tortellinis, those come from Italy, and it states on the package a product of Italy. So even though they're in the United States, they still have to hold their standard. So I'm hoping this is helping you. So I am slowly replacing all of my 98-cent boxes of pastas, and I am paying more for it, y'all. But to me, it's worth it if I'm going to get authentic, where I'm going to be full and not empty. And what I mean by empty is I'm going to get all my nutrients and vitamins and my fiber where I'm going to be full, where these are just an empty product, and it's just going to create me to be hungry more. So I'm going to take the better options. Sometimes the better options does cost us a little more, but it's going to be worth it in the end. And now that I know a true weighing in on what to do with all my pastas, it makes it easier on my portion plates. Now that I have a portion plate and a true aspect of what I need on that plate, that's going to help me recondition this old body who has been trained in ways that the American standard has trained us. A couple things next about the sauce in your pasta. Okay, y'all, so, and I know this is usually coffee time information, but every time I come up with something that I think is going to be beneficial, I mean, these are things that I have been waiting for. This is the answers I have been looking for. And I always told you if I found those answers, I was going to relay the message back to you. And I've also given you my resources where I find them from. Now, I am still using, and this is interesting. Very interesting. So, the grains. Would you like to know what the grains they use in Italy? I thought this was highly interesting. It's the same grains I have in my homestead right now. The two most generally used grains in pasta used in Italy is kamut, otherwise known as corazon, and durum wheat. And it's not stripped, y'all. It's the same I use when I mill. They are using those same grains, and I happen to be blessed to have those grains right here in my home. So that made me very happy. So I'm going to continue to use my kamut. And so this is why Italy, they pretty much eat pasta every day. But that's why they measure their pasta. And there's a secret to it. Which, look, there's another thing that we have learned. The way our pastas have been is all wrong. I hate to say that, but it's true. And I have done the same thing. I have, at times, we take our big mound of pasta, we put it on our plate, take our spoon, and just pour that pasta on top of our, or that sauce on top of our pasta, and then we go eat. That's not the true way of doing this. Number one, again, 80 grams to 120 grams per person. And then you take your pasta and cook your sauce. You're not in your pasta, but your sauce on the side. Once your pasta is cooked, y'all, even if you are making your pasta in a casserole, always cook your pasta. Don't just, there's a lot of dishes that tell you to add your pasta in a dish, a baking casserole dish, whatever, and then you've got your laden cheeses and your milks or your creams and all. Don't do that. Cook your pasta first. You don't want a pasta in your gut that isn't fully cooked. Number two, the way the pasta is to be done is your sauce on the side, whether it's a meat sauce or not. You don't want to add a whole lot of meat to it. Once you get your pasta cooked and you drain it, also don't add any oil whatsoever into your pasta water. I have done that. And I was, you know, I did it because it was said that it helps keep your pasta from sticking together. And honestly, it does not. It's just rolling off of that pasta. It's separating in your water, and all that good fat, if you're using olive oil, is going to waste. It is not helping to do anything whatsoever. Where that olive oil needs to be used, in about a tablespoon per person, is in your pasta after it has been cooked and drained. Then you will add your fat, which again is 1 tablespoon per person, and then you add your sauce. You take that sauce, you put it over your pasta, you will mix it up. What you are looking for is coating the outside of your pasta. You don't want heavy laden, watered down sauce. And now when that happens, and I've done it myself, and when I pour that sauce on top of it, there's water all over the place. It's crazy. So strain it. Then add your sauce. Cook it. Mix it up really well. Get that pasta to absorb that sauce and cling to it, and then plate it. That is the proper way. And you would also salt your water as you would cook your pasta. Basically, you want to boil your water first, then add your pasta. Boil your water, add your salt and your pasta, and then cook your pasta. Drain it, add your sauce, cook it, coat it, then plate it. The other thing that they don't do a lot of is a lot of heavy cream and a lot of heavy meats. They do have some. Their Alfredo is not our Alfredo. Their Alfredo is more of a buttery based, where ours is a cream based. They do not use a lot of cheese, y'all. And we will have a lot of macaroni and cheese. That's not Italian, y'all. That's American. This is the way America does versus Italy. Italy does not eat those kinds, so therefore they can tend to eat more pasta because they're not heavy laden with sauces like creams and cheese. And their cheese, basically, if they use a cheese, is Parmesan, or they use feta. They don't use these really heavy creamy cheeses we do, like cheddar cheese, Velveeta. All of that is not even Italian. This is where we also pack on the pounds by the sauce that we choose. And so I will be, again, the days that I do authentic cooking, I will be giving you authentic recipes for your pasta. I have one that is an olive oil lemon base, and I have a few others that we're going to do. I will do another one with you with red sauce, and it's simple. So when I go ahead and start learning more of the authentic ways of doing pastas and stuff, I am going to present it to you. And I'm doing my best to stay away from the American style pastas because they are heavily laden with a lot of red meats or meat, and there are also a lot of cheeses and creams, and that's not what I'm doing, at least. So if you don't want to do it with me, that would be great. And if you do, that's fine, y'all. I'm not telling you you can't. It's your kitchen, your family, your rules. You do what you want. I'm just bringing this information out so that you'll know the difference. So you know that macaroni and cheese has nothing to do with Italy. It's all American. So there is a difference. And at this point, hang on just 1 minute. Okay, so general rule, you want your your sauce to cling to your pasta. You do not want it swimming in your pasta. That's the difference that I was taught, and I'm going to try that. Second of all, the portion controls, and I had given you that amount. I will put this in the description box below for you too, in case you want something visually to see with it. I'm also going to give you the names of the pastas, which are truly Italy-based pastas and not our American-based. There is one other one you can find, which I did, and you can find this on Amazon. It's called Rummo, R-U-M-M-O. That is another Italy-based pasta, but I will tell you those are way more expensive. So, but anything is worth it. Now for me, I have authentic Durham wheat. I have kamut. These are the ancient grains. They use ancient grains and they grow these in Italy, which is your kamut, Durham, and farro. And I have all of these, so I can actually make my own pasta at home. I do this for convenience though, and so there's nothing wrong with that. I'm just like y'all. I like my conveniences as well. So I'm hoping this information is helping you out. I am getting ready to make my supper, and I'm actually going to have blackened flounder. I am using my air fryer a lot more than I used to. My side salad is actually going to be nothing but spinach, some blueberries, strawberries, walnuts, and it's going to have feta cheese sprinkled with pomegranate molasses, which is homemade. And I'm not sure yet what my other vegetable will be. And I'm going to take out my training wheel plate because I really need to learn how to do this. It is embarrassing, y'all. And I'm just going to tell you, I'm being very vulnerable at this moment. And part of my vulnerability is admitting I don't know what portion control is. But if there had to be an honesty around, I don't think a lot of us do. We grew up knowing big portions, and that's all we knew. This was the way the American standard made it for us. Now, I will tell you, if you go based by cups, the way we are taught on our plates, you're going to have it wrong. Because by cup, it's inconsistent. By weight, it's always consistent. So that is something to think about. And a lot of our portions on our packages are based by cups. Okay, so our pasta goes by, well, here's something so general, it really doesn't give you much of any information. It tells you one serving size. There's 8 servings in here, but a serving size is 2 ounces. 56 grams, or 1/8 of a package dry. Now you do want to weigh dry, but this doesn't really tell you much, and 56 grams isn't exactly correct. So, and what is 1/8 of this package? they're going to starve you to death, first of all, because they don't truly know. They're just putting something on the package, y'all. See, this one here says American Standard. Remember though, Barilla also has American factories here, and so they have the same amount. And this Better Goods has 3/4 of a cup. So again, you do not want to do 3/4 of a cup, because going by cups are inconsistent, because not every pasta is made exactly the same. So go based by the grams on your weight, and you'll come out a lot better. Again, if you want a second course, which is your main supper meal, that one is between 80 to 120 grams. 80 to 100 grams is better. But the 120 equals, the 100 to 120 is about the size of a quarter. And that is what one portion would be. Be careful on how much fats you add to it. Though olive oil is a good fat, you want to figure out how much, because every balanced meal will have a good fat, a protein, your starches, your carbs, and then you have your vegetables. So you want to weigh these out properly and not get too much of one source. So here's one. You really don't want to mix your pasta with a nice slice of bread, especially a nice thick portion of garlic bread. You're getting way too many carbs, y'all. And we have always known to eat like this. I did. I used to think that my pasta had to have this slices of garlic bread and then this big old salad. Yes, salad brings you fiber, but so does your pasta, and so does that big slice of bread you had too. So sometimes we're just getting way too much of things. It is okay to have a small, and there's another key is we would have this big old salad, think we're eating healthy because we're adding greens. Well, that's fine, but even that can be supersized, so we can have a nice size. If you'll go and look, when we go to some restaurants, they'll bring you this little bowl of pasta or salad, and you look, I know some of you had to have, I've done it, I looked and thought, what is this? But that's the side salad. That's the proper size. Not everybody gets a big bowl. So I'm hoping this helped y'all. It has greatly enlightened me on what to work with in my kitchen, and this is the answers I have been looking for. So I'm hoping this helps you. Now I'm going to get going and finishing off the rest of my chores for the night so I can shut down the farm, and I'm going to go ahead and start my supper. Until next time, much love to each and every one of you from Parton's Heritage Home.